Lost some of your SEO traffic? No worries, there's a solution for that. Hey everyone, I'm Patel, and today I'm going to teach you how to recover your lost SEO traffic. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and if you're on YouTube, click the alert notification. One thing I want you to do is check the URL on this screen. It's a penalty indicator, so you can go to that URL and it'll show you if your traffic loss is related to Google algorithm update. In addition to that, I want you to check Google Search Console for a manual penalty, because if you have a manual penalty and they tell you what it's for, you need to fix that as well. Now, if you have a traffic drop from a specific algorithm update, it doesn't mean there's a penalty necessarily, right? It just means Google adjusted the algorithm, and sometimes you'll gain more traffic, sometimes you lose some traffic, sometimes you stay roughly the same. And there's a lot of articles around the web, specifically on Search Engine Roundtable, because you can just Google that date, time frame, and the algorithm update name, and they'll tell you, hey, here's what people are seeing, and you'll see notes from people saying, this is what we noticed the algorithm affected, make this change, and you can potentially get traffic. But I want to break down what I would do when you lose traffic. And we get clients or companies coming to us all the time, to our ad agency, NP Digital, being like, we lost a lot of traffic, we need your guys' help, and we help people recover it, and we got a formula, it works, and I want to break down some of those steps. The first thing you need to do is go to Ubersuggest and run an SEO audit. So there's a site audit feature within Ubersuggest, and what it'll do is it'll break down your overall site, the health, your load speed, it'll look at Google Core Web Vitals, and any issues. And what's cool about this report is it prioritizes what you need to fix in order based on what is going to drive you the most traffic. So follow the order and fix the stuff. Number 2, check your website for malware. So do a search on Google for your domain and see if you spot anything weird, like site:neilpatel.com. And if you see anything weird or titles in your page that you haven't created, or anything that could be pushing fake content, there could be something wrong, and that can impact your traffic as well. And you want to make sure that gets fixed. I want you to use Securi to scan your website for malware as well. You can go to the URL on the screen, sitecheck.securi.net, and that'll help you figure out that, hey, is something wrong happening? Next, I want you to run a link audit. You'll be shocked. Sometimes you'll get really bad sites from adult sites or gambling sites or pill sites linking to you that you don't want, just because someone's trying to tarnish your rankings. So go to Ubersuggest and put in your URL and see if there's any links that look shady, and look at the anchor text. Ubersuggest will break down the anchor text of the sites linking to you. If you see any funny keywords like any pill names like Cialis or Viagra, and funny enough, believe it or not, we see this sometimes with client sites, you want to get all this stuff cleaned up, disavow them, try to remove them. And in most cases, Google's really good. They don't really try to penalize you for bad links that they know that you may have not created. In most cases, they just ignore them. Also, what I want you to do is, if you're trying to recover your traffic, I want you to go into Google Search Console next, and I want you to do a time comparison. So in the date range, pick the last 28 days. I don't know why they default to last 28 days, but instead of last 30 days, but go to the last 28 days, and then compare it to a year ago, 28 days, or you can do custom and you can look at maybe 28 days, 3-4 months ago. And you want to look at all the articles that were getting more traffic in the past than they are now, and click on those URLs within Google Search Console. When you click on those URLs, you'll see a list of keywords. What are the keywords that you used to rank for but don't rank for? I recommend searching for each of those keywords on Google. Look at all the sites that are ranking now at the top. What are their articles covering that yours don't? Is it that yours is stale and outdated? Is it that theirs is way more thorough and in-depth? Is it that, they aren't as in-depth, but they answer the question like how to tie a tie in 10 seconds while you explain how to tie a tie in 3,000 words that no one really wants to read, and said they just want to know how to tie a tie right then and there. And that'll give you an understanding of what you need to adjust your content to. And I also want you to look for any cannibalization that you have while you're in Google Search Console. What I mean by this is you may see multiple pages ranking for the same keywords. If you see that, you may want to consider combining some of those pages together. So if I have 2 pages ranking for the word digital marketing, and they're almost identical, what I would do is I would take the weaker one that's not getting as much traffic based on Google Search Console and do a 301 redirect to the more popular one. And I'll take the content from the weaker one and make sure anything I didn't talk about in the stronger page also includes those elements. In addition to that, I would go back and use Screaming Frog and crawl my site to see if any of my internal pages also links to the weaker article, and I would change those URLs to the newer one. So on top of doing the 301 redirect, you need to change your internal links as well to ensure that you're updating your site. Lastly, what I would do is make sure you delete any content that is irrelevant. You don't need a site with 1 million pages. You're not Wikipedia. You're not New York Times. It's better to have 1,000 pages or 100 pages that are super, super strong and in-depth and thorough than 5 million pages with 99% of them being weak, thin content that no one cares to read. You're spreading your juice, your authority, to too many pages that are weak, and it can actually hurt your ranking versus having less content. About.com, which is owned by the New York Times, eventually got rid of the domain name about.com, split their site into a handful of sites that are more niche-based. They deleted thousands of pages of content, and they saw their traffic go up because they focused their authority on relevant articles that are super useful to people versus irrelevant ones. So if you use those strategies and implement them, you can recover your traffic. If you need help with this, check out my ad agency, NP Digital. If you enjoyed this video, like it, share it, tell other people about it. If you have any questions, leave a comment. I'm here to help.